Prisoner had an unusual obsession. Every time the inmates were allowed into the yard, he wasn't looking for fresh air. He was watching the prison guards, more specifically, the keys hanging from their belts. For just a few seconds each day, he carefully memorized every curve and every notch. Back in his cell, he sketched the keys from memory. If even one tiny detail looked wrong, he threw the drawing away and started over. Night after night, he repeated the same routine. At exactly 3 a.m., he would light a single match and study the keyhole on his cell door. Then he'd press a sheet of paper against the lock, tracing its exact outline. Next came the hardest part. Using a thin wire and a pencil, he slowly measured the depth of every pin inside the lock. It took nearly 20,000 careful movements, but eventually, he created a perfect blueprint of the lock. Now he knew exactly how the key should look. The only problem, he had nothing to build it with. The next day, during the prison shower, he quietly shared his problem with another inmate. After thinking for a moment, his friend came up with a dangerous plan. If they got caught, their escape would be over before it even began. While working in the prison woodworking shop, the prisoner secretly stole several strong pieces of wood. He hid them inside his thermos, hoping the guards wouldn't notice. Everything was going according to plan, until the final security check. A guard noticed how nervous he looked. Without saying a word, he grabbed the thermos, dumped out the tea, and shook it violently. For a few terrifying seconds, the prisoner thought it was over, but the guard found nothing. What he didn't know was that another inmate had intentionally spilled a box of nails nearby. While everyone was distracted, the prisoner stuffed a towel inside the thermos, hiding the wooden pieces deep underneath. It was the smallest distraction, but it saved the entire escape plan. Back in his cell, he immediately got to work. Every cut had to be perfect. Every edge was carefully sanded. Even the smallest splinter was removed. Hours later, he glued each wooden piece together, then placed it beneath the cell's heat lamp to let the glue harden faster. Finally, the wooden key was complete. Holding his breath, he slowly walked toward the cell door. He pushed the key into the lock. For one long second, nothing happened. Then, click, the heavy steel door unlocked. His homemade wooden key had actually worked, but his victory lasted only a moment. Beyond the first door stood another locked gate, and this one could only be opened from the outside. The first obstacle was gone, but the real prison break had only just begun.